call Alec Rowley, to be followed by Stuart Stevenson, and Mr Stevenson will be the last speaker in the open debate. Mr Rowley.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. As someone who's always trying to watch what I'm eating to lose some weight, I do know how difficult it can be to know what to buy, what to eat, and indeed what is good for you. And therefore, despite the efforts of successive administrations, we still have issues in terms of the level of information that is available to people. We have, for this debate today, received some excellent, informative and very concerning briefs from many experts and organisations. The Cancer Research UK have said that obesity is the single biggest preventable cause of cancer after smoking and is linked to 13 types of cancer. Diabetes Scotland tell us that people in Scotland need to understand the risks of being overweight, as they point out that prevalence of diabetes has increased by 40% over the last 10 years. So I take the point that Joanne Lamont makes, but I would also say that I think there is a need for us to be more informative with the public. I was certainly taken aback by some of the information that has come forward over these last few days. Obesity Action Scotland say that obesity rates in Scotland are amongst the highest in the world. I would say, Presiding Officer, from the levels of information in these briefs, this debate today is one of the most important that we have had of late in terms of the future health and well-being of the Scottish population. Indeed, Cancer Research UK say the Scottish Government's diet and obesity strategy presents a once-in-a-generation chance to scale down cancer in Scotland. I therefore want to focus on what might be necessary to ensure that that final strategy is not just wishful thinking, but an action plan for doing something to address these issues. In terms of action, there seems to be a consensus across most professionals and organisations that we need action and regulation to tackle price promotions of unhealthy food across the retail sector. Cancer Research say that Food Standards Scotland identified that nearly 40% of all calories, 40% of total sugar and 42% of fats and saturated fats were purchased on price promotions in 2014-15. Consumer spending on price promotions in the UK is the highest in Europe, double that of Germany, France and Spain. As the Minister knows, times are hard out there for many individuals and many families, and it is easy to see why people would be attracted to price promotions, and therefore it would be easy to see why this is absolutely an area that the Government must take action on. Fulton Mackay also made the point about the levels of poverty, the growing levels of poverty that are accruing in Scotland. Much of that is not happening by accident. Much of that is happening as a direct result of UK government policy. And we need to, again, not just have warm words from members of the Tory party in this chamber. We need action to stop the attacks on the poorest and most vulnerable in our communities. The Government must also do more to curb the number of fast food outlets. It's not a coincidence that there are more and more of these in areas where there are schools and indeed areas where there is long-term disadvantage and poverty. Over-provision is a material consideration of a licensing committee, for example, where a liquor licence has been applied for. We have the chance in the planning bill that's currently making its way through this Parliament to look at over-provision of fast food shops, and that's one area that we should look at. But in the time that I have left, I would want to focus on, and I have spoke to the Minister before about Fife and some of the projects that have been run between the Sport and Leisure Trust in Fife and Fife Council. Social prescribing, as Emma Harper mentioned earlier, there's some really good projects out there, I'm sure, right across Scotland. Those projects are struggling for funding as there is pressure on local government budgets. Therefore, if we're serious about tackling this, we need to ensure that exercise is part of that. Social prescribing is an excellent way forward. There are brilliant projects, as I say, but they need funded. Thank you.